Hello, I am Danny from Danny Design Studio, and I'm going to be making this fun fold for you today. This is old retired paper. I've got a little group, an online group called Secret Envelopes, and I do that once a month, and basically we make fun folds, and I give them paper and card, and they don't know what they're making until they go online and I make the card for them. So it's all sort of secret and a surprise, and it's quite, they love it and I love it. So this is retired paper, but I'm going to use the Masterfully Made paper, and we're going to make these little balloons. And what I tend to do is I always have a template that I use and put in a box, and I got this idea from Jackie Bullheis. See, she puts all her fun folds in a box and uses retired paper and card, and I've got this idea from her. So I have all the measurements on there. I'm going to put it in on my website, dannydesignstudio.co.uk, so you can have a look. This idea, it was not mine. This is from a demonstrator, Rose Coleman. I think she's a Canadian demonstrator. She did a reel, and one of my customers loved her reel and said, "Oh, Danny, can you do this for us?" So I haven't followed her tutorial, but I followed the idea, and all the measurements are my own, and it will go into a size C6 envelope very easily. So should we get started? Right, so what you need is a card base, you need some DSP coordinating, you need your white card. All the measurements are going to be on my website, and you need, where is it? The Radiating Stitches dies. That's what I've used here, but you can use whatever you've got to put on the front of your card. So I've got this one, and I've got the inner one, so the two middle ones out of the Radiating Stitches dies, which are really lovely. And then the idea is from the beautiful balloons and the dies, which I have used a lot of, and you can see they're lovely, really worth buying, because I have used this for not only birthday cards, I've used it for any celebratory cards. Like I've used it for new babies, graduation, past exams, examinations. It's excellent. You can use it for so many different things. So looking at my template, card base 14.9 by 21.5, scored at 10.5. So it's a standard card base. This is in Blueberry Bushel. So I'm going to put that to one side, and then the next thing I need is my inner piece, which is this piece, and this is the main part that we're going to score. So inside is 26 by 14.4, and then I'm scoring at the long side. So I'm going to get that inner little mechanism to work so that the acetate will stand up. Let's see if you're in shot. So scored on the long side at 10. This is all in centimetres, just scoring 10, 11.5, 13, and 14.5, and 16. So you've got these 4 lines in the middle. So then you want to score this really well. So I'm going to go back to my template. So if that was going onto the card here, that fold, the first fold, needs to be a valley. So that is a valley fold, and then it's sort of concertinas up. Valley, mountain, and a valley, and then a mountain. Crisp it up really well, because this makes your card really nice. Give it a good few little goes on the bone with a bone folder, and then that's your little centerpiece. So best to decorate it now. I'm going to show you how to put those little balloons in there, and there's a height that you need as well. You need it less than 4 centimeters, otherwise it will go, the balloon will go above your card and your card base, so it'll come out. So you need it all in a certain way, but let's decorate it first. I'm going to decorate it with actually I'm going to decorate it with the crushed curry. So I've used crushed curry and blueberry bushel because that is what is in the papers that I've used. I'm just going to do some little banners. Oh, my stamp pad's not very good, is it? Need a new one. Never mind. Gives you a little bit of depth to your card. So then I'm going to put my writing. So I've chosen, I think it's time for celebration, because I want this card to be a celebratory card, and I'm just gonna, I could use this for anything. I could keep it in my stash and use it for anything. So I'm gonna pop that on there. Take that down, and then I'm going to use some little strips of paper to break the whole thing up a little bit, so that to hide that sort of white space. What else can I use on here? Could do So Thrilled For You, and these little decorations are quite nice as well. So let's have a go with this quickly. So Thrilled For You. It is August time at the moment, so lots of people we know are passing exams and having gone through sort of A-levels. That's what A-levels in the UK, O-level, GCSEs rather. I'm talking old school, aren't I? So it is quite nice to just have these aside. And people who graduate, it would be a great card for people who graduate as well. So I think it's nice to just have that in my stash. I'm quite happy with that. So the next bit is to put a little bit of tear and tape in here. So pop it in here. On this inside bit. And then I'm not going to take the sticky off yet. What I'm going to do is I have die cut a whole load of balloons, and some I've already put on the acetate, and some, the last one I was going to show you. So with acetate, I'm going to show you with this little acetate, this is less than 4 centimetres, so I did it about 4 centimetres. And then a little tip when working, because it's so small piece, always put your blade, once you've popped it in, it'll slide out, so put your blade so that you cut it upwards. It's very hard to cut, hard to get off. So there we go, a little, 1/2 centimetre, that's all you need, 1/2 centimetre. And then I have got 2 balloons either side, because you'll see both sides of the balloons. So I've stuck that already down, and then you need to get your tear and tape and then put a little bit in there, and that is the only thing really that will hold your acetate on. Wet glue will not hold the acetate. So get your little piece of acetate, pop it in the middle, and then the rest can be glued on. So I'm going to glue this on so you've got front and back of your little balloon. And then you need 4 basically. That's all I've done, 4. And then I'm going to position it so that it's sort of like that really. So where I'm happy, I'm just doing it as a practice run to see, spacing them out basically on the card. So that's going to go inside. So now I'm ready with my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to take that off, and then I know roughly where they are in position, so I'm going to stick that onto there, stick that onto there, and it's quite nice for them to overlap as well, and there, and there. So I've got sort of equal distance of the 2 ends. Now I then need another tear and tape, because you want it to come right to the top, to stick really close to the top. So I'm going to put a bit of tear and tape the top part. And then I'm ready to take it off. There we go. And then once I'm ready, I'm going to put my fingers in the middle first, I think, and close it together, and then slowly do all the sides. So there we go. Okay, so then you've got your little mechanism that is going to be inside your card. So then I'm going to take some of my DSP. Now I've got a landscape, so I need my DSP to be 1/2 centimetre smaller than the actual card base. So I've got strips left over here, so that is going to go on the top like that. And I've got these strips, which is going to fit this perfectly, I say, and it's not. Never mind, I have got more. So what have I got? It was 1/2 centimetre smaller than that, wasn't it? So I need 14.4, which, let me just check before yeah, 14.4. So I just need a few strips of that, just 1 centimetre strips. Am I still in shot? Yes. I'm going to have 3 just to make the middle, the inside, just a bit more attractive. And I've got little strips that I can be using because I've just got little, it's quite handy to have little bits to just decorate with, really. So I'm going to use my little mat here that the glue won't stick on it, which is quite helpful. And it's easier to do this when you haven't put it inside the card. For me it does, because I know that I'll just go wrong, do something stupid probably, but other people probably do it once it's inside the card. So I'll put a little strip down here just to hide that space. I mean, you could decorate it if you wanted to. Oops. So I'm going to put one there. And then shall I put one at the top? I could do to hide that bit. So I could hide that bit and then adjust it. So I am ready to pop that in my card. So decorate the outside. I'm going to put this gorgeous piece of Masterfully Made. And got a bit thick, that glue. I think I've cut this wrong slightly. It should be equal all the way around, but that's where I went wrong in the middle. But never mind, nobody's going to know really, are they? But the measurements will be right. This is just slightly out. So then I've got this bit here, so glue that on. And then with the balloons, you've got, with the dies, you've got loads of lovely, this is crushed curry, because crushed curry is in here. So with the dies, you've got little like stars if you wanted to put a star. I've got another little balloon that I'm going to put in the front, but in the front, what am I going to put? I thought it might be quite nice to put, let's get our celebration on, keeping in the theme of celebrating, keeping this card in my stash. I've got nobody to give it to at the moment. With sentiments, I always like them to be in the darker colour. Not sure why, I think they stand out more. Just going to test that. There we go. I need to stand up for this. There's that, and then I thought I could just put the balloon underneath, and I might use these little, before I put that on with dimensionals, just use this again, quite like this. And there we go. So we could put that on with some dimensionals, and then you have got a a little stamp if you wanted to. You've got a little squirrely balloon string, whatever it is, and I would, if I can find my black, I probably can't. Can I? I've got a pencil, that won't do, but I would put a little string on there. So then I will put this on the top, and then probably finish it off with some lovely pastel adhesive sequins. So we could use the blue. Could we use the blue? Or should we use the gold? Not sure. Maybe the blue. Just to give it a little bit of a glittery feel about it, as it's a celebration. So then the last bit is to stick everything inside. So I'm going to stick this first and glue that with wet glue, because this, for me, I need that room to move it around, because I don't trust myself to do it with sort of dry glue. So I'm just going to put that, sort of position it roughly where it should be, and then the other one this side. Not too much, don't want it to squiggle, to squeeze out. So then I'm going to put it so it's that side, but while it's still wet, make sure you can close it. So yeah, so I know I can close it and it will open well. So there we go, that is our card. So you can see you've got a lovely, using the beautiful balloons which I've used so many times, and those colours are gorgeous, aren't they? So blueberry bushel, crushed curry are my main colours in there. Picked up those colours from here. So I hope you enjoyed that, and all the measurements are on my website, dannydesignstudio.co.uk. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you another time, hopefully.